Hello everyone, this is Qiuvox. Welcome to the most broken Magicka Warden PvP build ever made in Elder Scrolls history, I believe. And I think that my setup is kind of broken at this point with all those buffs, etc. You may think that, okay, the class itself is a meta right now already. Yes, but not the sets that I'm running off. So if you wanna check out what I'm doing, actually you might want to stick around a little bit for the video, and if you are ready, let's just go and I will show you every bit of the detail of this setup and subscribe. You may know that the Warden got a huge buff this patch, and we will start off. Just want to show you what has changed. Basically, if you go to Winter Embrace Piercing Cold, increase your damage down by 2% in general, which increases to 12% when wielding an ice staff. So this is what changes the whole Warden setups in the game. You can't exactly run dual wield anymore. You can, but you don't want to lose the 10% damage output just from the passive. So we will start off with the character stats. We have 64 into Magicka, and we use Atrona, and we are running Clockwork food. It is kind of expensive, I know, but this is the best food that you can use. And we are completely sitting at 30k max magic and 25k maximum health with 2.1k. Magicka recovery, 15.3k maximum stamina and 3.2k spell damage and 7000 penetration with 14k and 12k spell and physical resistances, alongside with crit resist 2.6k. Of course, these are like the unbuffed stats, because if we go like that, you can see 24k, resistances 4.8k, weapon spell damage 27.7k, max health, and like if we pop up the potion as well, you can see 2.6k without sustained by suffering. So this is quite good stats. Okay, and we are as well High Elf. You can go Dark Elf or Khajiit as well. If you think about it, you can go Khajiit. You will do very good crits with that. It is not that the crit chance is crazy, but it will do good, let's say, because we are having like only 18% right now. So this is like a 68% crit damage. So if you go Khajiit, you are gonna reach 80% crit damage with the Khajiit. So this will be good. About the sets, the most important thing in the setup is the sets. I'm telling you guys, there's no other way. You can run some Wretch Vitality, etc., but no, please do not do this. You can still have very good recovery, okay, and while having good resource pools as well. So about the gear, now we are gonna start off with the front bar. The Master Perfected Ice Staff. We are using Sharpened, and it gives us 103 weapon and spell damage and reduce the cost of Destructive Touch, which is Clench Morph that we are gonna use, and increase your weapon and spell damage by 600 for 4 seconds after activating it. It doesn't matter if the enemy dodge rolls, etc. When you activate the clench, you are gonna get 600 weapon and spell damage. This is amazing, and this is one of the best one piece special weapon in this patch that you can run with. People will still use some other stuff, but this is the best. Alright. On the back bar we have double Black Rose Perfected Swords for spell damage, and both of them Nirnhound as well. You can see it, both of them Nirnhound. On 2 item you get a stam recovery. Ideally you will want to go to your back bar and dodge roll there and get some a little bit stam recovery back there, and use the Blade Cloak. When you use it, you get a 6% less damage taken, and it increases your damage done as well by 6%. So all you need to do is just go to your back bar, quick cloak, and you get the buff from the weapon itself, basically, as long as this is up. You may say, what poisons that we are running? We are actually running poison for some reason. I will show it. I will come into the poisons. So we have helmet medium and shoulder medium, both of them Impen and Hakeijo. So all of them medium as well. So I don't need to exactly explain what Balog does. It just gives you weapon spell damage, and it gives weapon and spell damage as well, total amount of your ultimate consumed. Like if you spend 200 ulti, you are gonna get 200 weapon and spell damage, and that 23 times more physical and spell penetration, which you will sit around 30k more or less penetration. So the chest is heavy reinforced with Hakeijo. Again, this is trainee chest to get 1.4k max health. And the second piece of the trainee is the leg, is Impen and Hakeijo. And this is medium armor, so you get a 1.4k max Magicka as well. And our waist is well fitted. Light armor, Moonhunter sash is Hakeijo with Hakeijo. You get weapon spell damage and weapon spell damage again, and you get crit chance. And when your alchemical poison fires, increase your weapon and spell damage by 522 for 8 seconds and 550 on golden. So this is the first piece from the Moonhunter. It is a waist light armor, and it is gloves, Impen, Hakeijo, and this is also light armor. And the feet also light armor, Impen with Hakeijo. As well as we have two rings, Moonhunter, both of them swift, both of them magic recovery. You can run spell damage or weapon damage. Ideally you can put the weapon damage on them, and then this way your character will scale off the highest damage basically. You can run weapon damage, but I just like to run a little bit free, so I just use Magicka recovery on them. So two of them swift, and this is the Moonhunter set. About the poisons, so for this to work we need to use poisons on the both bars actually. On the back bar, Blade Cloak will proc that. It will give you minor cowardice and minor sorcery, increasing your spell power by 10% for 3.5 seconds, and it will reduce the weapon and spell damage of the enemy, and it will drain Magicka from the target, and it will increase their Magicka cost by 10% and will give you 235 Magicka to you as well. This is the back bar, so you can think of it like you don't need to stay on the back bar, just you need to use the skill on the back bar like Blade Cloak, and the poison will proc on the enemy. And if you are worrying about if that's not gonna work on the front bar, it will. Just keep the Blade Cloak up, it has a 30 seconds cooldown, and while we are on the front bar, poisons will still proc from your back, by the way. The front bar poison that we are gonna proc with the clench, obviously, increase the cost of victim summon abilities by 10% for 6 and 3 seconds, and it will reduce their movement speed by 40% for 6.3 seconds again. So on the front bar you can use something else. I just crafted them myself. Like you will want to have either minor sorcery or like a minor brutality, and on the front bar you can run anything, whatever you like you can do whatever you want to do. There's a lot of choices. Just pick two different poison alchemies for your front bar the front bar should be the kind of buff thing, and the back bar should give you the damage. Okay, keep in mind, because you will want to have the minor brutality up the whole time as long as the cooldown is done. Also, both of the poisons shares the same cooldown as well, just keep in mind. So basically, when the poison procs, you are gonna get the Moonlantern proc from it. It will give you weapon and spell damage when the poison procs, and you are gonna get clench, weapon and spell damage from the clench 600, and you are gonna have 6% damage done and 6% reduced damage taken from the Black Rose here. And you're also gonna have Balork as well. Okay, so this is like stacking all the way up to the like broken stuff. When you do it that way, you are gonna have like a crazy amount of weapon and spell damage this way, and this is the only way that you can get a crazy stats, crazy recovery, crazy penetration, and a crazy weapon and spell damage. There's basically no other way. So for that as well, you need a necklace, Mythic Sea Serpent Coil. It is swift, and this is 169 Magicka recovery glyph imbued into it. While you are at full health, you gain 40% damage reduction, and after taking damage while at full health in combat, you gain a 10% buff, Serpent's Rebuke, and it will snare yourself by 40%, it will slow you down, and you get Major Berserk, Major Courage, increasing your damage down by 10%, and weapon and spell damage by 430. So this is crazy, because as a Warden, you have a crazy mobility and healing as well. So really the 40% snare is not gonna slow you down, because like when you put the wings and you just run with the 3 swift, this is like crazy buff already, and no one, trust me, no one can catch you with that, even when the Sea Serpent procs, basically, they cannot catch you still. And to proc the Sea Serpent, basically, you are gonna use that, you are gonna use this one, and this one, and that way, as long as you are at 100% health, and when you get just light attack or just damage on you, the Sea Serpent Coil gonna proc. So one of the good advantage is the Arctic Blast is gonna stun and heal you crazy, and damage the enemies as well, and that way you will reach 100% health in the fight to proc the Sea Serpent Coil. Like this way, this class is very broken. I have some gameplay at the end of the video as well, which I will show you, but that way is like just literally broken crazy. I tried out the dual wield on the front bar as well, but it's not really performing well, even with the spin to win thing. Like I did whirling blades, etc., but not exactly. Okay, especially not in this patch, not dual wield on the front bar. Okay, keep in mind. I tried everything. I tried even Clever Alchemist. I tried like a lot of things. I did back bar Clever Alchemist here. Where is it? I did Clever Alchemist back bar. I used Rage Vitality. Like I did a lot of things here. So you can count me on that. The back bar Black Rose is just a beast. Like literally 6% damage done. When you have crazy weapon and spell damage, 6% damage done is like a crazy buff for you. So those are the sets. Basically, like everyone, you can use immovable potions, tri-stat potions, and that's the food, and that's the gear basically. Like, we are running 3 light, 3 medium, 1 heavy, and this is still tanky. So helmet medium, chest heavy, shoulder medium, sash light, Moonhunter gloves light, leg trainee medium, and the Moonhunter shoes is light. And the back bar double sword, both of them non-honed, and front bar ice staff sharpened, and 3 jewelry, all of them swift with Magicka recovery. But this is up to you. You can change only the glyph on the jewelry. You can put 3 spell damage or like a 2 recovery 1 spell damage. It is up to you. Just try it out. Try with the 3 Magicka recovery first, and if you think like you can sustain the build with more spell damage and with less Magicka recovery, you can go 1 more spell damage on the jewelry. And if you still think the Magicka recovery is still too high, you can go 2. But that's not gonna be enough, trust me, because you will be spamming all those skills the whole time, like literally, and you will want Magicka recovery on yourself, and that way you will not suffer too much and you can heal yourself, etc, etc. About the skills, the front bar, you kinda see it, by the way, and why my character looking weird. Front bar is Arctic Blast, Crazy Heals, and Frost damage as well, and this damage has higher chance to apply chill status effect as well, and you can like chill the enemy, you can brittle the enemy with that too. The second skill is the Deep Fissure. It will hit 8k after 3 seconds, and then it will hit 11.2k magic damage as well, and you reduce the physical and spell resistances by 9000 for 10 seconds of the enemy's hit. Bird of Prey, you get a minor berserk, increasing your damage down by 5% just for slotting, and you get major expedition, just a little bit speed, and you get immunity to snares and immobilizations for 4 seconds as well. So if you get immobilized, you can just do it, the wing, and it will clear everything. It's like a mythic shoe, I don't remember the name, Snow Traders. It is like a mythic shoe. It is working like the same way. The fourth skill is the Frost Clench. You deal a frost damage basically with the ice stuff. It will apply the chill status effect and taunting them, blah blah, and immobilize the enemy, and it inflicts the major maim for 5 seconds, reducing their damage down by 10%. This is like giving you tankiness basically. And the Screaming Cliff Racer, dealing 6.7k magic damage. Of course those numbers, all of those numbers is like unbuffed completely. If you are far away, like 7 meters, you will set the enemy off balance, and if you deal damage to the off balance enemy after dealing damage with that bird, it will give you 400 weapon and spell damage. So this bird is must have. Like basically, I will show you the rotation as well, so don't worry about it. I will tell you exactly what this nuke rotation is for this, okay? I kind of worked a little bit on that, so you will nuke the people. On the front bar we have Ice Comet, 14.4k frost damage, and you will stun the enemy, reduce their movement speed. After impact they will get a damage over time on the AoE as well, area as well, 4 points, blah blah 1k for 13 seconds. So on the back bar we have Blue Betty, we get Major Brutality and Sorcery, and we get a 5000 Magicka over 25 seconds, and every 5 seconds the Nash will remove 1 negative effect from you. So if you keep this up like that, it will remove 1 negative effect from you every 5 seconds. As well as you can just literally spam it and just keep removing the bad effects on yourself, but I don't suggest this. The second skill is the Living Trellis. It will give this to you or to your friends in front of you, and it will heal 3000 each time you take damage and every 1 second. And when this expires, it will heal the target for additional 7000 health. And like if we put this, as you can see, I'm not getting any overheal, but if I press this, I get 10k. If I press 6k, like you can see it, as long as the skill before runs out, basically I'm doing it by casting it again. When it breaks out from my character, it will heal you a very huge amount of it. So the third skill is the Resolving Vigor, 21.5k health over 5 seconds, heal over time. And it will also give you 3k resistance for 20 seconds. It is kinda cool to have. Ice Fortress gives you 6000 physical and spell resistances. And you get minor protection, reducing your damage taken by 5% for 30 seconds as well. And it will also give you give your friends around 8 meters too. And basically the Quick Cloak, they just buffed Quick Cloak to 30 seconds. It is necessary for Black Rose items. It will reduce your damage from AoE attacks by 20%, and every 2 seconds it will deal 1.4k damage, which will let you to proc Moonhunter sets. And it has a 5 meter AoE as well. And when you use it, you get a speed by 30% for 4 seconds too. It's kinda like the exact same buff from the Bird of Prey. And at the back bar we have Northern Storm, 3.8k frost damage every 1 second for 8 seconds. Two enemies around you. And reducing their movement speed by 40% and increasing your weapon and spell damage by 300 for 30 seconds. It is very good. And when you use it, you and your friends nearby will get major protection, reducing your damage taken by 10%. So those are the skills. There is literally no free spot. Like there's no flex spot in this setup. You can't do anything about it. Also, one of the things, you don't want to use tree focus, because it clearly says when ice staff is equipped, blocking costs Magicka instead of stamina. Instead, you get no damage from it if you have it. It will just give you a little bit damage shield. And if you are like me, blocking from time to time, you know, and you are getting damage in the fight, because I'm just so used to blocking, like literally, like block castings, etc. And if I get damage during those animation cancels, I will reduce my Magicka, like literally. So I don't advise Trifocus unless you are using Wretch Vitality, which I don't suggest this as well. So just don't use Trifocus and get everything else here. And you need basically all the passives like medium heavy, you need a fighter skills, you can use a Dawnbreaker on the front bar, which I don't suggest, I tried, but no. Mage Guild, basically we have it. And on the back bar, if you don't want to run Northern Storm, you can use what was it? Temporal Guard to reduce your damage taken by 5%, but unfortunately, no, you cannot use it. Never mind. No, never mind that I said that. I didn't say anything about Strategic Order, okay? Because you basically cannot stack with Ice Fortress. That buff is the same. Sorry about it. You need Undaunted, you need PvP, you need a Resolving Vigor from here, and basically we are high elf, you need everything. You get a max magic, a little bit recovery, and weapon spell damage. And here, medicinal use, basically from the alchemy, that's all you need to have. On the champion points, green one, whatever you want, you can just do. If you are PvPing, you can have Gifted Rider and a Warmount to run fast. On the blue one, we have Occult Overload. When you kill enemy under the effects of a status effect, they will explode by 1k Oblivion damage per stage to all other enemies in a 4 meter radius, and applying a random status effect to each enemy hit. this effect can occur once every second. So this is kinda nerfed, but it will apply a random status effect as well, and it will do oblivion damage. So either you can still use it after the nerf this patch, or you can remove it and basically use Master at Arms instead of Occult Overload. Okay, if you are not Zarging, etc., you don't need Occult Overload. Basically, you can run Master at Arms. And second here is the Focused Mending, increasing your healing down with single target heals by 2% per stage. And all of our heals is like a single target. So, and we go to Staving that here. 6% damage reduction from the direct damage attacks, Ironclad. And the other one is a grants 660 crit resistance to you. So this is it. Like a unit Ironclad, Resilience, and Focus Mending. And if you don't want to run Occult Overload, you can run Master at Arms. And that's the blue Mage champion tree. On the red one, we have, if we go here, we have Sustained by Suffering 150 health, magic and stun recovery when you have a bad negative effect on yourself. Relentlessness, if you stunned or feared, you get major protection for 3 seconds, reducing your damage taken by 10%. And Pain's Refuge, reduce your damage taken by 2% for every 2 negative effects active on you up to a maximum of 20%. And we have, wait, where is that? Here, sorry. Celerity, increase your movement speed by 10%. So that's it. Like a Swift and a Major Expedition from the Bird of Prey, or a Quick Cloak and a Celerity, you are basically unstoppable, even though you have a Sea Serpent Coil up and you are getting 30% reduction. So basically just do this. One of the best. I just realized I got a buff, not the buff, I got a whisper from my friend. So this is how that setup works. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna show you a very simple rotation for the nuke. So how you can use that setup actually. And let's just go into one of my friend's house, and I will show you everything that you need to know. Basically, just before you enter the combat, you want to put all the buffs on the back bar while you are in the combat, and go to your front, just put the box, one bird, and you will want to hit this beetles on the first 3 seconds to the enemy, okay? And on the second one, it will basically come up again, so you can see after 3 seconds, after the first cast, it will hit after 3 seconds, and on the second one, it will hit after 5 seconds. So you just put this one, okay, let's do it that way, wait. So let's consider that you hit the enemy with the first beetle, okay, and then you just send the bird, and then clench, 1, 2 bird, ultimate, and then this one, Arctic Blast. And if you do it that way, the meteor and the second box from the ground will hit literally at the same time, like this. Let's just do it, let it blow. Now, clench, 1 bug off balance, second, meteor, Arctic Blast, meteor and bugs will hit at the same time. That's how it works. And you have Balork, obviously when you are close you can just use the bird, and then you want to cast the little bugs on the ground again, and then this, blah blah. If you need, you can just bail a little bit as well. So this is the basically rotation. Just put the box You can make sure the first bugs hit the enemy, so they will have a little resistance, like 9k less resistances. Okay, and just before, just after the first bugs disappear and hit, clench, 1, 2 bird, meteor, Arctic blast, and that's it. That's the rotation. And basically, as long as you stick to this rotation, they will melt. Like literally, they will melt all the way down. And this is like literally one of the best rotation that you can ever do and use it. And I believe like there's no other rotation for this too. And another thing that I would like to say, you may think that these bugs are kind of hard to position, okay? Like let's say you got Talon on you and you can't exactly turn to the enemy and the bugs will go that way, okay? So what you need to do, just bash toward there. Because whatever the skill you are gonna use toward the enemy, it is not gonna turn your character away if you get stunned or stuck or something like that happens, okay? You would like to bash toward the enemy and your character will turn no matter what, even if you got talents on yourself or whatever. So again, let's say this one hits, clench, 1, 2 flies, and then meteor, Arctic blast, and by the time meteor hits, the bugs will hit. You will hit with the Arctic blast, you will get a damage from this. You will proc Moon Hunter, you get a more damage, and as long as you are getting damage as well, the Sea Serpent will gonna proc too. So, like basically you are sticking every little buff at once, in one go. So that's it. This is the rotation. Like you don't exactly need to stay away from the enemy, okay? And like if you are in the combat, just make sure that you can still toward to the enemy, okay? Like you don't need to far away just to get the off balance, but it is better if you get the off balance, and then because when you damage them you get 400 weapon and spell damage. But this is kinda hard if you want to hit the same the first thing, okay? Like it is kinda hard to do it that way basically. But if you are very far away from the enemy, like there's a Zerg going, just put the bugs and then just Screaming Cliff Racer, Clench, Cliff Racer, Meteor, and then Arctic Blast, and they got stunned, etc. because they can't move. Like, how can I show this actually? This, I cannot stun the enemies like that, or that one doesn't get stunned from it too. But it has a weird stun animation, alright? Like, the people can't exactly go out from it. So, just before the meteor hits, you just Arctic Blast, bugs hits from the ground, the meteor gonna hit the ground, you have the clench on the enemy, you have this thing on the enemy, okay, and that's it. You can change the rotation a little bit, but basically the first box goes out, alright, you have 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now 5. So that's it. Like, you can change the skill positions, you don't need to exactly clench and then back, okay. You can do this thing, flying guy, clench, flying guy, meteor, and then the bug will hit from the ground, and then you just Arctic Blast like this, and they will just die. Basically, just you can one-shot combo. That's how it looks. This is that's how it looks, the one-shot combo with the Warden. So I will talk less. Basically, I will leave you with the gameplay video, and I hope you enjoy the video. Thumbs up, subscribe, and comment below what you think about it, and you can join to the channel as a member as well. and support the world too. And take care of yourself, guys. Cheers, and see you guys on the next video. Bye bye.
Not rocket science, cause I'm a whiz kid. It's fire, oh yeah. Fires up the galaxy up in this. I'll be rolling like it like this. Not rocket science, cause I'm a whiz kid. Oh yeah. On the night out, I'm on the high cloud. Shooting stars at the crowd, sun's down. I'll be rolling, I like this. Not rocket science, cause I'm a whiz kid. It's fire, oh yeah. Fires up the galaxy up in this. I'll be rolling like this. Not rocket science, cause I'm a whiz kid. It's fire, oh yeah. I'm a just a rock and roll. Yeah. Ooh, I'll be rolling, I like it like this. I'll be rolling like this. I'll be rolling, I like it like this. I'll be rolling like this. I'll be rolling, I like it like this. Then I like it like this. I'll be rolling, I like it like this. I'll be rolling, I'll be rolling, I'll be rolling, I like it like this. Then I like it like this. On the night out, I'm on the night cloud. I'm on the high cloud, shooting stars. I'll be rolling, I like it like this. Not rocket science, cause I'm a whiz kid. It's fire, oh yeah. Stars up the galaxy up in this. I'll be rolling like this. Not rocket science, cause I'm a whiz kid. It's fire, oh yeah. Stars up the galaxy up in this.
Fire in the night, I'm wired. Watch the time pass us by. Is this feeling lying? Could you pass the lighter? Yeah, I'm trying to keep my cool. Nicotine in my veins, flaming up the sides. What am I supposed to do? Cause it feels so good. Feeling wild like a zoo. Put me in a mood. Put me in a mood. Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. How'd you know how to get into my feelings? You're a trip giving me hopeless solution. Hopeless solution. Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. How'd you know how to get into my feelings? You're a trip giving me hopeless solution. Hopeless solution. Hopeless solution. Hopeless solution. You're a trip giving me hopeless solution. Hopeless solution. Yeah. Moving through all my feels, you're blurring out my vision. Watching your every smile like your television. In your eyes I see myself, I'm falling. Make it make sense, it must be the temptation speaking. What am I supposed to do? Cause it feels so good. Feeling wild like a zoo. Put me in a mood. Put me in a mood. Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. How'd you know how to get into my feelings? You're a trip giving me hopeless illusion, hopeless illusion. Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. How'd you know how to get into my feelings? You're a trip giving me hopeless illusion, hopeless illusion, hopeless illusion. Hopeless illusion. You're a trip giving me hopeless illusion, hopeless illusion. Yeah. Moving through all my feels, you're blurring out my vision. Watching your every smile like your television. In your eyes I see myself, I'm falling. Make it make sense, it must be the temptation speaking. What am I supposed to do, cause it feels so good. Feeling wild like a zoo, put me in a mood. Put me in a mood. Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. How'd you know how to get into my feelings? You're a trip giving me hopeless illusion, hopeless illusion. Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. How'd you know how to get into my feelings? You're a trip giving me hopeless illusion, hopeless illusion, hopeless illusion. Hopeless illusion. You're a trip giving me hopeless illusion, hopeless illusion. Yeah. Moving through all my feels, you're blurring out my vision. Watching your every smile like your television. In your eyes I see myself, I'm falling. Make it make sense, it must be the temptation speaking. What am I supposed to do, cause it feels so good. Feeling wild like a zoo, put me in a mood. Put me in a mood. Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. How'd you know how to get into my feelings? You're a trip giving me hopeless illusion, hopeless illusion. Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. How'd you know how to get into my feelings? You're a trip giving me hopeless illusion, hopeless illusion, hopeless illusion. Hopeless illusion. You're a trip giving me hopeless illusion, hopeless illusion. Yeah. Moving through all my feels, you're blurring out my vision. Watching your every smile like your television. In your eyes I see myself, I'm falling. Make it make sense, it must be the temptation speaking. What am I supposed to do, cause it feels so good. Feeling wild like a zoo, put me in a mood. Put me in a mood. Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. How'd you know how to get into my feelings? You're a trip giving me hopeless illusion, hopeless illusion. Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. How'd you know how to get into my feelings? You're a trip giving me hopeless illusion. blurring out my vision. Watching your every smile like your television. In your eyes I see myself, I'm falling. Make it make sense, it must be the temptation speaking. What am I supposed to do? Cause it feels so good. Feeling wild like a zoo, put me in a mood. Put me in a mood. Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. How'd you know how to get into my feelings? You're a trip giving me hopeless illusion. Hopeless illusion. Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. How'd you know how to get into my feelings? You're a trip giving me hopeless illusion. Hopeless illusion. Hopeless illusion. Hopeless illusion. You're a trip giving me hopeless illusion. Hopeless illusion. Yeah. Moving through all my feels, you're blurring out my vision. Watching your every smile like your television. In your eyes I see myself, I'm falling. Make it make sense, it must be the temptation speaking. What am I supposed to do? Cause it feels so good. Feeling wild like a zoo, put me in a mood. Put me in a mood. Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. How'd you know how to get into my feelings? You're a trip giving me hopeless illusion. Hopeless illusion. Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. How'd you know how to get into my feelings? You're a trip giving me hopeless illusion. Hopeless illusion. Hopeless illusion. Hopeless illusion. You're a trip giving me hopeless illusion. Hopeless illusion. Yeah. Moving through all my feels, you're blurring out my vision. Watching your every smile like your television. In your eyes I see myself, I'm falling. Make it make sense, it must be the temptation speaking. What am I supposed to do? Cause it feels so good. Feeling wild like a zoo, put me in a mood. Put me in a mood. Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. How'd you know how to get into my feelings? You're a trip giving me hopeless illusion. Hopeless illusion. Maybe I should've known that it